didn't wanna hold, no. And today, no kiss goodbye. Just said that you had to go.
Taking advantage of my love. You're crazy, girl. All I ever wanted was to love you. You're crazy, girl. There was no one else above you. Cause you text me on my BlackBerry every minute. Taking advantage of my love. You're crazy, girl. That's why I'm never coming home. That's why I'm never coming home. Cause you're crazy, girl.
If you're leaving me, baby, I just wanna know. I just wanna know if you're done with me, baby. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. I just wanna know. Yeah.
Taking advantage of my love. You're crazy, girl. All I ever wanted was to love you.
Kings 88.5.
Kings 88.5 FM.
We got the flavor.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country, so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong. And no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happen in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a noisy country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism by those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
We start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, will declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service. And if you are not ready to serve the public, you can go elsewhere. But we want to make sure that.
And now we have one of the organizers and an activist joining us on the line. This is Mr. Mo Ali, who comes to us from the capital, Monrovia, in Liberia. A very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the program. Now, why have you organized this march against President Weah?
Morning. As to your first question, we have organized the march, not particularly against President Weah, but against the style of governance. There is exclusion of people who express their feelings, people who criticize government. There is corruption all over government. It is evidenced by the mismanagement of 25 million. He has refused to prosecute those involved. There's still the issue of 16 billion lingering. There is this issue of interfering with the judiciary. There is this issue of consistent interference with the functions of the legislature. There are lots of things. We have violations of our constitutions and laws. And so we are organizing this protest to tell Mr. Weah that these things are wrong, and also to tell the country how he intends to resuscitate the economy.
The president vetoed the agreement and said there were plenty of loopholes in the agreement, and he's sending it back to us to correct it. That says that President Weah was senator for 3 years or so, and he knows anything about the legislature. That's how grossly and incompetent this gentleman has been, and thankfully we rescued the country already.
That we are not voting Jeremiah Kuhn. It's unfortunate that he has come to Posen and Joe Buaka's Farina. Joe Buaka's Farina has been saturated with sand from Jeremiah Kuhn. We in Grand Judea, we are not voting for Unity Party. Yes, it is true that we did not get anything good from CDC, but that's the only option we have. And these options, we need to make that choice. The person who wants to kill you and the person who's taking your money in the house, who are you going to choose? I think the person who's taking the money is the one that you will choose, because the person that wants to kill you.
They are believing to put more pressure on the old man so that he can give her the goods, and then they will assume criminally the democratically elected seat of our republic, that is the presidency. The presidency of this republic has been desecrated, and I'm hoping that will not continue in that vein. But I can say to anybody, it is our prayers that President Buaka will go beyond 2029, and even 2039, he will go beyond that. It is our prayers and hope that the Almighty God will keep him, because they are agents. There are demons at the doors of this country that are willing to put this country back into a bloodshed. The only hope we have is God to protect the life of Joseph Boakai until he can save the term power in 2029, which I know he will do honorably.
You cannot be for democracy when it favors you. You have to be for democracy, period. If 49 of my colleagues come today in the chambers and say, Mr. Speaker, for these reasons, we don't want you, I will step down the very same day. We will not even go to court or go say anything. What is important in any democracy is the constitution and the rules that we go by. We set the rules of the game before we start to play. We don't make it up as we go along. You don't say before the game 49 is required, then in the middle of the game where we can only reach to 42, so 42 is good enough. There's a reason why it takes 37 to elect a speaker, for 49 to remove him. Because the Constitution and the frameworks recognize that an attack on this branch of government is destabilizing.
So Almighty God, in genuine respect and love for our country, endowed in a resilient and good people, today the Supreme Court of Liberia reaffirmed and upheld the rule of law in what has been termed the legislative impasse. As we have pledged, the ruling of the court will be our last bus stop. And the court has ruled, effectively recognizing that our leadership holds the constitutional mandate of the first branch of government, and we welcome that ruling. We are truly grateful to God who has given us the strength over the past 6 months to endure the endurable and suffer the insufferable.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on a coercion or certain condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because the Asa is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up. To be a patriot, you have to stand first on the side of the law, because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much
important. His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country, as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
So it's good that you join us. Welcome to it. We fetch the information, analyze it, and place it before you. Because you are the ultimate judge. We are your messengers. We work for you. As we do, we also give out money. Dial star CDC Darlington, you've on, and you said congratulations to the Supreme Court and the people. Stephen A. Badge from Dakar, Senegal. Renin Seibo from District 11, Batnasville Estate, the district of the former illegal former speaker. Matthew Choloplay, you are on. Yes. Musa A. Sharif from Sophie, Congo Town. Nina Kuya from Denver, Colorado. Romancio Latupan, the chairman of Block 13, District 13 Intellectual Center, Kennebor or Rico, as is widely known, affectionately. Good to have you on the show. The chairman of Block 13 Intellectual Center in District 18, Iron Factory, the only chairman down to earth, never discriminate against people, and never write lectures, rides the simple of the simplest car, common citizen he is, and a die-high Weah. Good to have you on, Honorable Chairman for life, Romancio Latupan, alongside Jackson Ponin of the same intellectual center, Iron Factory District Titan. Good to have you guys on the show. Matthew Choloplay, you are on. We'll get to your comments, but you can just drop your comments. I will read them when we get there. Let's go with the recognition first. Cecilia Logan, you are on from Germany. Emmanuel Bro, always seated. Amen. Victory for Speaker Kazila J for that Kofa Real of Kaka. Thanks so much, Supreme Court of Liberia. Okay, you are seated. The other ones are known. Emmanuel Kwe, you are on from where? Davis Dean Town. Where is that? Bone County. Harris City from Caldwell, New Georgia. Peter One Day from Crown Hill Community, the Central Morovia. If not, then where you are. Joseph Sewa from Caldwell, your home. Philip Kura from UAE, Dubai. Tom Williams from Congo Town. Francis M. Sharif from where you didn't say, but good to have you on. Morris A. M. Jabate, you are on. Philip Nangwe from the state of Texas. S. Emmanuel Faya from your residence, Lower Magibi County, Marshall Road, you said. Sophie Blamo, you are on. Cecilia Logan Henry Tito Jr. from Caldwell. You said thanks for the show. Thanks for coming on too. It is because of you people we make this sacrifice against our world, our life. Johnson Dolly, you are on from New Jersey, your residence. Roberta Riches, you are on also. And Dinah Davids from Manhattan, New York City. Yes, you say let the law be the law. It is. This country is a country of law, not the country of Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel Zionwe from Phoenix, Arizona, the United States of America. Asata Miller from Red Light. William Morris, you are on from Pennsylvania, the United States of America. Maxwell Yimpan, Christian Talbot, Pastor Melvin Destiny Harvest Power from the United States, you are on, and the list is just running down. Fofana Hawa or Hawa Fofana, Claudia Addison, one of my Southeastern sisters. Hope that you are faring well. You are asking how you're doing today. That is a very great question, but hard to answer as the way you need. But we can say, thank God Almighty, we've got life. That is the most important thing. Once you got life, you have every reason. He said in Matthew 6, isn't life more important than every other thing that you need? You must firstly have life, then everything will come. The money, the material, the joy, the peace and love and happiness, everything. But you must firstly have life to receive all of those things. Without life, you can. So I'm good, Claudia Addison. Thank you for the concern. I hope that you are faring well too from your end. Mozart Dennis from Minnesota, the United States of America. Renin Bo, all of you great people, man. All of you. Thank you, all of you, for coming on. I appreciate all of you presence on the show. Thank you so much. I can go with all of the names because you are in the 75, 100, 150. If we just focus on calling all of the names, then we do that until the show ends and even after the show. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much for coming on. Before we get started with giving out 10,000 Liberian dollars today, the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 10. That's 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all you need to do. And then you can have your 10,000 hit the jackpot. Do your best. You can. You need that. No matter what, you need that 10,000. We find ourselves in a very bad economy, troubling economy. You need money. So you can take it by just putting in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you have your 10,000. Start playing now. Play as many times as you can. It doesn't matter where you are, what you are doing. What is of prime importance to get your money in aims to play. Demonstrate that faith, and you have your 10,000. Before we get started, this reminder.
One thing you're not able to take care of, you're not able to bust the right up, babu.
But when I saw you standing with 2 crests over there, what you were discussing with them?
Hila, I was not telling them anything about loving you. I was telling them about CDC due payment.
I thought the not true. I know that CDC due payment over.
No, did I? Enough finish yo. Now let me can explain the whole due payment to you. That program they had on April 12th is just to tell all sedition, reaction, and sympathizers that we will start paying due for now to 2030 and all the way.
So I want to ask you, the way some are not there. How will care what you go?
Abolida, the thing is, just go straight to CDC party headquarters and you request for your book. The people will give it to you. Anytime you go there, the people will be there. Don't worry yourself. In fact, the people get a mobile money number. If you file or you know you can make it, just send it straight on their mobile money number. And as soon as you send it on the mobile money number, the people will send your receipt straight on your website, or you go pick up your receipt and your due book right to your district office. I mean, the district that you live in. You can also pay to the bank. You can go to UPA or GT Bank. When you finish paying that money, they will give you one pink paper. Then you will carry it to the party headquarters or your district office. Then the people will verify it. They will give you your original receipt and your due book. And don't forget that only $1 US or $200 liberty you will pay every month. If you won't pay more than that, no problem. Because this party called CDC have to survive. And the mobile money number is 0886 097451.
It's your bonario, Sibiri Pila Patala, Liberty Fortune Company is here for every one of us. If you want to get money easy, Liberty Fortune scratch and win, they will make you get a kappa. Yeah. If you want to get money easy, Liberty Fortune scratch and win, they will make you get a kappa. Yeah. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Puffy. I say we are a big Puffy. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we are a big Puffy. I say we are a big Puffy. You can play with your $1 US or equivalent 200. Simple mathematics. When you buy a liberty, you win your money straight. Liberty Fortune scratch and win game, make it easy. Just go to any scratch card booth and you ask for liberty. You buy a card, then you pay. Stand a chance to win. You can win up to 10,000 US. Yeah, if you want to get money easy, Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get a kappa. Yeah. If you want to get money easy, Liberty Fortune scratch and win. They will make it a get a kappa. Yeah. Yeah, game the people bring. Be happy to pay your children's school fee. Yeah. So come and play a game. You know that game the people bring. Be happy to pay your car repair. Yeah. So come and we are money. It's not a game that people bring. You have to improve your business. Yeah. So come and play a game. It's not a. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep Pafate. I say we gotta keep Pafate. Let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep Pafate. I say we gotta keep Pafate. So let me see your hands up for liberty. I say we gotta keep Pafate.
That's what we are at Kings 88.5. We get your goods off the shelf. We get your business vibrant, effective, booming. You want to bring whatever at our office, and we would sell your product. We would get it off the shelf. You want to just bring it, whichever. Well, just bring it. Just bring it, eh? And we will sell. We sell the goods for you. That's what we are. That's what radio station is all about. It's hard in this country. I know the businesses are very many. The competition is high, but you can get your goods off the shelf when you can take advantage of publicity. People wouldn't know what you are selling, what you made of. If you can market the product, you have to market it. And the fastest and quickest way to get customers flowing into your business center, the radio station. We are in the age of technology now. You don't have to walk from one end to another to tell people that I have this, I have that. Before you make 3 or 4 or 5 rounds, you're kind of tired, or the next person besides you has done something very magnificent, and the person goes is going fast. You see that it even lead to people suspecting another person. You see, you hear this person say, "Oh, the lady, no matter how she dealing, and since I've been here, nothing can happen. Your customer just coming to her, the other mayor, people just going, the buyers and just going in his store, yeah." The people then they follow all kind of, and they will take that and carry it to their friends, and their friends will even make it worse. Say you sitting out over there, when you see people just going in that main store or buying from that lady, you think that for nothing. But the people ain't making any medicine. If they ever use medicine, that publicity. So you want to get your goods off, you want to get customers flowing in, we can do it for you. Bring it at Kings 88.5, and then we can get your goods off the shelf, get you customers, get your business moving, very vibrant, so that you earn, and then you know what to do in this bad, terrible economy under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. I hope that you have started to play. It is unto you to play. It is my responsibility to tell you, give you the code and how to play, guide you. It is yours to take 10,000, dial star 799, star 100 hatch, play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Play as many times as you can, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Just hit the jackpot by faith. You might receive 10,000 today. Let's get started now. Time is of the essence. At 4 o'clock, one of the activists, civil society individual is in Keseli Bazaar to talk all things Liberia, and where he thinks this country is headed under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. That will be at 4 o'clock. Until then, let's talk what on our plate. The by-election in Nimba County is nearing an end. The National Elections Commission announced this afternoon another provisional result, which put Unity Party candidate, because he's not MDR. I can refer to him as MDR candidate, because MD Arrow does not have anything the capacity to support him to win election. MD Arrow is just inconsequential by existence. So we attribute everything Samuel Koga, the progress he's making today, Unity Party. So he is Unity Party candidate. MD Arrow by itself cannot do anything, nothing absolutely, because it's not party by standard of political party in Liberia. The National Elections Commission released the provisional results this afternoon at 1 o'clock, and it puts Samuel Koga in a commandingly and advantageous lead with just few centers remaining to be tallied. And I do not think if those centers are tallied, given the margin between Edith and Koga, Edith will get close to that number or overcome Samuel Koga's number. So it would not be a surprise if the National Elections Commission announces Samuel Koga as the winner. It wouldn't be a surprise. They did their work, the intimidation work, the buying of votes, broad day work, the tension they created by their presence work. So the people of Nimba County, they did extremely well. At least going forward, nobody will follow the rules of the National Elections Commission. Nobody will follow. And I should tell you before I leave this one, the chairperson of the National Elections Commission, David Etta Brown Lasana, what I've told you people, she demonstrated it today. Again, releasing the results. Here is the chairperson who would say, after people reported the media pickup, there were several reports of problems all over the place. She said there was nothing like that. The election was conducted in a non-violent manner. It was free, fair, transparent. As usual, she will give cheek. We can understand that because the vice president was present in Nimba County. It is the county he is supposedly from. So he was there. By his presence, the chairperson of the National Elections Commission was afraid. Already she was intimidated. She was intimidated. She was threatened from the very onset by the suspension when Unity Party woman led a protest against her at the National Elections Commission on grounds that she took unilateral decision. She was the procurement director. She was everything. Without proper investigation, the president suspended her. The by-election coming closer, they brought her back. They had a meeting with her. What discussion they had? She demonstrated what she demonstrated. I do not know whether she wants to stay on as chairperson of the National Elections Commission, but given that position, anybody will want to stay on. I think she has a little time, all of them, to be there. So with that intimidation by suspension, she had to do the needful, deliver the results in favor of Unity Party. It wouldn't be a surprise this evening when she gave many more cheeks again, because that's who she is. That will be doing it for that. Within that same election, not the Nimba County election, but I'm talking about election generally. It will take me to the insensitivity of the Congress for Democratic Change. The insensitivity of the Congress for Democratic Change, or CDC laziness. It is too soon to say that the party is making us weak. We do not know what is being planned or what they had prior to this election. What I do know is CDC approach to by-elections have never been successful. That's never been a good one. I know a couple of by-elections that CDC took this lean-back posture, not wanting to make anybody to feel bad by not fielding a candidate. You cannot turn setback into comeback when you are not participating. You are not an active participant. In order to turn setback into comeback, you must be an active participant in everything. Lean-back posturing does not give anybody the desire he or she craves. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any sense. It is just an illusion. It does not matter who feels bad or who feels good. What is of paramount concern is the advancement, the participation, turning setback into comeback by getting involved in every election. I want to believe that had the Congress for Democratic Change participated in this Nimba County senatorial by-election, what we are seeing and hearing will not have. And I don't think Samuel Koga will have won with CDC full participation. CDC wasn't there, so the people of Nimba County had to make decisions between the people that sold themselves to them. Given CDC stature, given the weight of CDC, given the popularity of CDC, coupled with what CDC had done developmentally in the past, which is evident before even the unborn children's eyes, participated in that election, CDC would have won it. By now, we're talking about CDC win, or the National Elections Commission is about to announce its CDC candidate. But because they try to satisfy everybody, so they trade setback for satisfying a certain individual or certain individual, which in my opinion does not make sense. They should not have done that. And there is no guarantee. I've seen this thing in this country. There is no guarantee that when you support a candidate, because the person shows interest in you or the person aligns with you, that when that person wins, he or she will be with you or will join your party. CDC has it in its data or its record of people they supported. At the close of the day, they turned their back after CDC gave them the support and they won. I know it, and the party knows. All of those who are sitting at the party's headquarters listening, those who are aware of this, who have the record, they know what I'm talking about. CDC did not lose all of the by-elections. They won some by-elections. They took decision along the way that they were not fielding. Or they were not fielding candidate, but they would support. Molba Molu, chairman of CDC, then I think he made 2 announcements. He had 2 public addresses that CDC was not fielding a candidate because of XYZ reason. The first one, he said the reason the party was not going to field a candidate in that by-elections because they had just come off another election and they did not do well, so they needed to recalibrate. The person who won that election, they didn't identify with CDC. They move on. Power corrupts. That means power can cause a person to take a decision once he or she has it. From the beginning, when the person does not have it, he or she is humble. But once the person gets it, the person becomes a decision maker. Now, the person feels that all of you equal and they can't listen to you any longer. CDC has to stop this lean back approach. You can turn setback into comeback when you're not participating. You have to participate. What sense does it make? You want God to help you, and you're telling God the problem that you have, and you're doing nothing. And you think God will move in because he likes you, because he's almighty, and do it for you? God does not do anything for anybody when you do not take the first step. Read the Bible. Look at all of the places you see God handprint, footprint. People acted before God acted. God never helped you when you aren't ready to help yourself. You must be ready to be an active participant. Then he comes along to finish it. That means everything in life, you have to be very, very vigilant, very active, very ready. You are all over the place, turning setback into comeback. It's not the publicity stunt that you gave to it. It's not how you feel that you can turn setback into comeback. You have to prove a point to the people that you are ready. And how you do that? By getting involved with these by-elections. Another by-election is coming up after this. Watch it. They will sit down again and say they're not fielding candidate, they're supporting this person. And what is the essence of fielding a candidate to win and increase your number? Look at the voice. Look at the voice in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. CDC, when prior to what happened, the expulsion of people, some people declaring they are member of CDC, they were just part of the tripartite arrangement the party had with CDC. Prior to those things that happened, CDC had a dominant voice in the House of Representatives. Check it today. CDC has lost that voice. Every president, the reason the president campaigns for himself and campaigns for legislative candidate is because the president will want that person, when he or she becomes president, will want to have a dominant say in both houses of the legislature, which gives that person an added advantage to get a number of things going through legislatively. When the president does not have a dominant representation, he's paralyzed. He can do nothing. The Congress for Democratic Change lost men over the time. Now, to put the House in order, to move forward by getting fully involved, they took on the lean back approach. Now, what can they take from that Nimba County senatorial by-election? Nothing. Nothing. If CDC continues this way, that statement of turning setback into comeback will be an illusion. It will just be one that people will fantasize with all over the place. They will romanticize with it, and at the close of the day, Unity Party will emerge victorious again. You put the people feet to the fire, you get them, you put pressure on them by participating. It's not only talking, but get involved. Feel a candidate. If you lost, fine. If you win, fine. But feel a candidate. Get involved. Two things involved: win or loss. And you can have a win when you're not involved. You can have a loss when you're not involved. You have to be involved. CDC will have to stop that thing. That thing did not go down well. It hasn't been going down well with me all of the time. They have to stop that. You are a party, you want to come back to power. You want to reclaim state power. And then you're playing the laser game. Who's going to take you serious? You're losing relevance by the day. Not getting involved. Not showing your might. It's not just talking that you are the leading political party, that you have so much dates, you can do that, you can do. It's not the talking, it's not the preaching that you put out. It's what people can see of you and say, yes, these people are ready. They are going to come back. Look what they are doing. That's what it is. That's how you turn setback into comeback. You don't turn setback into comeback by just talking and having rallies and being excited. It's not the crowd that you pull so much. Why it is true is of vital importance, but get involved in everything that will give you that added advantage going into 2029. You don't have to wait for 2029. No, the ones that are available to you. That's what God said. He said, if you can manage the small one, how you can manage the B1 now? If you can take advantage of the small one, that the B1 you will take advantage of, the B1 that 4 years, technically 4 years from now. The ones that are coming, take advantage of them, grab those ones, put them on your control, then you get ready for the bigger ones. Continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Don't be like CDC. Don't play the lean back approach. No, don't sit on the fence and watch. Don't be like CDC. Demonstrate your faith. Dial star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. You're getting people weak. You're really getting people weak. You think that just talking. You know how you win? When everybody playing their respective roles, our responsibility is to talk, to help you push your agenda. Your responsibility is to get involved. While we're talking, while we're spreading the message, while we're weaponizing the power that be, by bringing out all of their excesses, failure, excuses, which are greater advantage or disadvantages, or yes, greater advantages for you to capitalize on and win. And you sitting there doing nothing. What's the guarantee that the next by-election that you will win it when you didn't participate in this one? I am convinced, had CDC participated in this by-election, which will be talking about CDC gulf margin with the announcement set by the National Elections Commission. It's too pathetic, man. Just stop that thing. That's not how it works in life. You have to exert yourself. Nothing is on a silver platter. If you want somebody to help you, you first get started. God in heaven never help anybody. You can pray from now until the following year. Once you're not doing anything, you're not exerting yourself, you can use all of the expression, you can come up with different cliches of all kinds. Anything you want to do, you'll just be appeasing yourself. Because you will be revolving. You're not advancing. You just be revolving, turning around one place. And I have CDC looking, just turning around one place. Not expanding to move from where you are to another level. That's when people look at it and say, yes, the party is ready. The party is turning setback into comeback. You can turn setback into comeback focusing only on presidential election. Everything is within the package. Everything. By election, you insert. The other by-election, you insert. So assume that you have 2 or 3 by-elections. CDC can never ever lose all. They will either win 1 or win 2, or they will have a win. They'll have a representation. They will have a voice. How the party feels. Now, how the party feels. Nothing. What can you take from it? Nothing. You're not taking nothing from it. You feel that no candidate. Look at those people. Look at what Weah did in Nimba. Look. Here and they're ready to vote. Had CDC gone into that election, United Party will not be moving all around dancing or Samuel Koga there, vice president days. Put CDC candidate in a race. Put all United Party vice president about to get the money and let next start announcing the results. You'll see something. You betray your party your supporters in Nimba County. You did not go there to do a single campaign because you did not feel a candidate. You were hoping that this person who aligns with you will win, then the person will come to you, and then you take advantage of the person's effort, which is not yours. Going forward, your stop, your participate. We have another by-election coming up. Get in it. If you win, fine. But get involved. Get involved. Don't live with that illusion. Turning setback into combat, and you're acting, you're doing anything, you're just talking. Even if you need God to help you, God will ask you, what are you doing? There are too many instances in the Bible like that, but I like this incident. That's why I always use it. In First King 4. The woman find herself in a very terrible situation. She needed a comeback. She needed to turn her setback into comeback because she was on the brink of losing her children. She was on the brink of just being exterminated from society. So it was a terrible situation she was faced with. She needed to turn setback into comeback. And what did she do when she looked left, right, things not working? It's difficult. She soon thought about the prophet Elisha. So she went to him by faith. She said, I must get involved with myself to get myself out of this situation. When she went there, after she explained, what did Elisha ask her? He said, what do you have? Meaning, you want me to do. You want God to perform miracle. But what are you ready for God to perform that miracle? Do you have anything? He asked her a simple question. What do you have in your house? And she said, I only have a jar of oil. Said, good. God said that all I need. The woman with the issue of blood, who gave us the length that the same God, that the same God told us that 12 years she was in it, terrible. The same God told us that she went from hospital to hospital, doctors then ate her money, counselors ate her money, everything. The same God told her everything. But ask yourself, those 12 years, why God did not move to heal her? Why God did not turn her setback into comeback? Those 12 years, was God not existing? Those 12 years, did he go somewhere and he did not know? Ask, why God did not turn that woman's setback into comeback. You know why? Because she wasn't getting involved. The very day she decided to be active participant, she turned her setback into comeback. Watch it all over from Genesis to Revelation. You can't be a political party, a strong political party, and you're not acting, you're not moving, you're not doing anything. You're just remonstrating all over the place. You're just giving all kinds of political cliches. That political cliche will get you election turn setback into comeback. Certain cliche, that action you will see. It's not just going to party headquarters, you have mammoth crowd, multitude, and then you are excited and say you turn it setback into comeback. After saying all of those, having all of those meetings, yes, the first one before you, you refuse to get fully involved. Unity Party has taken it. Yet that the same Unity Party you want to take out of power, they started to beat you in election, in one-room election. And then you say you are a leading political party. Oh, yes, you are. There's no dispute of that. But I need you to get involved. Don't sit back. Don't you avoid this whole this thing of supporting candidate against fielding a candidate. It doesn't work in life. If CDC had gotten involved with this election, by now we're talking about CDC clear win, only waiting for the National Elections Commission to announce. Simple. Imagine the thousands of seditions in Nimba County. If the party had just announced that it is fielding this candidate, the atmosphere in Nimba would have changed. You know what? The vice president and other people had a field day, a walk in the park, because there was no force against them. They were afraid. They were afraid that CDC would come out. So when they heard that CDC was not fielding a candidate, the people were relaxed. They were excited. The next by-election, I want to hear CDC fielding a candidate. If you can't field a candidate, well, then that's it. That's all. Keep playing, keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US and get for yourself 10,000. Yeah, 10,000 Liberian dollars. You can operate. You get. I'm just weak. Yeah. We just fed up. What is that? I saw the thing. In 6 years, we are here for 6 years. I saw 2. CDC lost out on two by-elections because they refused to field candidate. Just stop, man. Just stop. Just stop. Ali Bakayoko said, action and not showmanship. Deeds, not words. You are right. Dorcas said, Nimbayans betray CDC 2023. So Seditians doesn't trust us Nimbayans again. Emmanuel Bro writes, the coalition of democratic change truly needs to participate in Liberian elections by fielding candidates instead of morally or financially supporting others who are associated with other party. Definitely, Emmanuel Bro. 100% true. The people, when they are not your own, they're not obligated to you. They're only using you as a springboard to get what they want. Look what happened in this legislative Sunday. Look how some of the people said, oh, we're part of CDC. Oh. Well, we're part of your party. In fact, it was by tripartite arrangement. So if you people were taking us to be member of your, that in the legislature, based on that, you thought that you had dominant voice, may we say to you, no, we're not part of your party. You go and look for your own people. CDC has to sit down and do a strong, sustained, sober reflection. I can't be here talking about setback, turning setback into comeback, then you're not participating, you're not doing anything. Why? You think we'll just be here promoting, we're fighting hard, promoting your agenda, promoting you to get through. Then you aren't doing anything. You think we're just here to publicize you? You're already a popular party. You already a popular party. We should not be talking about turning setback into comeback repeatedly. We should be telling the people the impact that you're making, the force, the inroad that you're making. I want to talk that thing again. Oh. The next election, you're in few candidate. Oh, y'all know. Who else? Amara Jala Kamara say turning setback into comeback, but no action. Yeah, no action at all. Helena Wilson said, you made my day, brother. Thank you. Matthew Cholople writes, if CDC wants to win 2029 election, we must go for everything. Definitely. Go all out. Martin Luther King said, whether you win or you fail, be the best of whatever you are. Get involved. Rub them off. Not just talking and talking. Lady Akwe said, you all keep talking to CDC, but the power to be at not listening. Maybe you all need to focus on other news. There is a lot happening in Liberia. You're right, Mama. You ready to say that? You're right. Amara Jala comes back to say, I agree with you 100%. Daisy Wisa says, seriously, oh. Yeah. That's Bengi Thomas said it was good because, well, you know, you didn't end your statement. You didn't end. Philip Nangwe said, you are so right. Words without action doesn't mean anything. Emmanuel A. Pine or Payne says the election is over and we need to win souls for 2029. But all of our leaders will tell you Liberians look for it and let them feel it. But in 2029, they will need the same citizen vote. Dauda Sharif says CDC had never gained support from the people of Nimba County before. It does not matter. What is important in life? Get there, get involved, try. Who else? Stanley Sharif said, no, I have not come to Capitol Hill yet. Talking at CDC. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 79 and star 100 hatch. Play with $200 Liberian and win for yourself $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US and win for yourself 10,000. Don't be like CDC. You can turn setback into comeback when you don't have money. You need 10,000 to turn your setback into comeback, and it all works by action. Nothing happens without action. Dial *799 and *100 hash. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Let's have your say, or you can have your say on these 2 pointers, and then we'll move to something else. So the National Elections Commission, afternoon preliminary results, 1 o'clock, Port Samuel Koga ahead, a commanding lead of Edith Gonglo Weah. At 6 p.m., everything will have come to an end at 6 p.m. The remaining percentage, not high. No, I think it's just 18%, not high again. So if Koga maintains or goes beyond that, then it means that it is over. And I don't think if Edith get a considerable number from that infinitesimal percentage, will even help her. No, the people did their work. They intimidated, they buy vote, they harassed, they did everything. CDC in race, Vice President Kun would do what he did. The people would just let's go to the line, yeah. 0772-23-9933. The women's line 07778 0375 0886 304497. Those of you out of Liberia, it's on the screen. That's 886 304497, the WhatsApp line. Let's go. Let's take a few calls on this, and then we move on as you keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Umengule from South West One. Yeah, your discussion when you go in a place, then you the power you go there, they kill you. Then you tell son you they're not saying the son there.
My man, the people English, the people not understanding parable, man. Speak literally.
The people the person went there, they were slaughtered. So they got observe first. So they don't want you to go there and see how do we work on there before they can go to by election. So you can observe the place first. They can just jump there and that. I can't say there you're talking about Bible being
my man, move from here, man. How you say gotta observe the place first?
Isaiah 12.
My man, later, man. What you call you gotta observe the place first? I ain't let. What you call observe the place? You know how long the elections was announced by the legislature. So CDC couldn't prepare. What you call observing? Hello.
Hello, Sam. How you doing?
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
As you have said directly that the Bible, God said, "Draw near to me, I will draw near to you." He said He will draw near to you. God does not move till you move. So I don't know what cities they are killing the memento. It's very bad. I don't know what they got in their sleeve, because before you come to the announcement of that Saturday, you should have distributed people all where CDC get their station. You should have printed a certificate before time. You should have done everything before you come on air. But now some people say they didn't get certificate. Some people they're not even around. Since Saturday, from that 12 up to now, they not know.
No, I'm talking about due payment, madam. Sorry, I'm talking about due payment. I say CDC participation in by election. Hello.
It's still weak.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you are on the air.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Emmanuel Instrument General, Abraham Cousin William Peking. I joined from District 2, Montserrat County. Let me tell you. CDC behaving 2 weeks. The party itself behaving weak. The party was ruling party and they were weak. They in opposition. and they still behaving the same way. Then if we sit down there and
You went awful. You said that people how you be ruling party and you're weak. You when anyway. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Let's hear you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
fine.
Sam.
What is your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I call from Kofa. I'm Swin. Okay, I appreciate all your conversation, your talking point, and I must agree with you. In fact, 100% I agree with you because CDC I know from 2025, some of us were hit, were dismissed from our job as a result of linking with CDC. That time, there's a long story. I don't want to go back to it. So we put all ourselves into CDC. But the strategy they deploy in Nimba, it was not a fair strategy, as you just said. Yes. I expect CDC to go beyond Garrison Yellow and you put all your weight beyond what person, even if the person will be defeated, then I see your raft. You understand? So I not see any strategy that CDC is performing. I'm not seeing any strategy. So you are right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice Thursday. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Papa. You think
What is your name? What is your name?
My name is Kamara from Tanshaw, West Point. You know what makes CDC scare and I put on Kennedy because look at the 2023, all the poor damage CDC for Nima. That one makes CDC scare and put on
that one your mind. If you live that in life, then you will never make progress. If you just look at what people hold on. If you look at what people do to you and you put on self-defect or you feel afraid, you can make progress in life. You can fall down, and stay, wake up and put up a challenge and you go, you win. How you think other people they see anyway, finish for I thought that one.
The election it was important to us. The election it was important to our party because we were coming to go there and win that election. That 2020 era. They were coming to big credit for 2029. Our people just be away. They go sit down.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Hello? Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Sandanchu.
Yeah. Your name and where you call
Yeah.
from?
Well, this is Mohammed Donzo Fofana Jr. I do join you from the Tamara Drive area. Mr. Andrew, I agree with you 100%. I was at the Labor All Coalition Parties and I switched to the CDC. But what you're saying this evening, I'm 100% agree with you. We should have full up of candidates that will represent our party.
All right, Chief. Let's just go with a few calls and then we move on to another issue. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Andrew.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name and where you call from?
I'm Samson Clary. This is 15. You know,
yeah.
I want to say this to our party. Action is louder than words. So if you don't move, people will get weak about you. What CDC is doing now, they're setting back too much. It's too much. People looking up to them to make moves. They are not making moves. They're making more people weak. And since the election, they are not even going back to tell the people, how the election went. We are waking the people. They say the community, the bureau do. Nothing is happening. When we go on the field to talk to people, people are reluctant. They don't know that one. They are reluctant. I'm a junior here talking. Thank you.
Thank you too. Have a nice Thursday. Hello. Cut off your radio, sir. Hello. Hello, Chief.
Hello?
Yes, you are on. What is your name?
Yeah, I'm Martin Boko calling for Cinco. Yeah, I called to bring my input. Normally, I always be a study listener. But what I observe of our party, this is my first time calling to be specific. But we always feel reluctant. And there's a statement from the Bible which says that from the day of John the Baptist, they will begin to suffer violence taken back. So there are some things that sometimes we fight to get it. We don't expect to get sit down and say, okay, yeah, let it least so. Sometimes we got to fight to get something. Sometimes it comes as a challenge. Victory sometimes can come as a challenge to you. Sometimes it can be chaotic. Now everything victory that come across you come as a calling. Now, oh yeah, this is what God said for us. So it came as a calling. Sometimes it come as chaos. Some success come as challenge to you. So I get try to make my input on the CDC saga about just being reluctant, no heavily involving into something, no matter how challenging it is or the thing, whatever chaos it's going to be, you got to stand to challenge. So that at the end you can be victorious. But if you say, oh, challenging, let me be so diplomatic, all the thing, there's a politics.
Thank you so much.
I just want to make my input on that.
Hello. Let's hear you quick, sir.
Then there's a vote of Sabu. I'm joining you from Point 4 to be civil in Zimbabwe. Then I 100% agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is because the citizen as a whole, all of them relies on Weah. When we are not made move, people will not make move. The people, can you imagine for the people to even reach out to their fellow citizens and say it's difficult. We are, and we are just saying, we don't care, we tell we are, we are. Say now, we are going to not see we are again. Because we don't rely on we are. Don't say I agree with you. You will not be seeing fighting over we are. Telling you, say, man, you said, I want to see every election, every bad election. When we are not saying, let's do this, let's go to the other, remember, nothing the city will do. Thank you, myself, for your talking comment. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, Samayu.
Yeah.
I'm Joshua calling from Jacob Town. You see, thank you for the discussion. It comes to the CDC, no CDC is a past and not big time. But we are putting our house in order. We are putting our house in order. When we bounce back, everything will change. And you know CDC for signing the law. And I don't know if you have been to the party headquarters for a couple of times to get information from there. But if you haven't been there or if you've been there, you can see their thinking. Although the other leaders in there, they are only waiting for those who have to go this, that, and go to take action or go to kind of work.
All right, Chief.
We are getting there.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Peter Kofa. I call from another street light in Lower Johnsonville. Mr. Sam Andrew, you have just articulated the reform measures. I hope and our leaders are ready and are listening to grab that and the basic information that you have and articulated. It is very much necessary. Opposition will have to be very much proactive and participate in every election. So this error that were made, I hope it will be corrected and it comes to next by election if Sam Cooker is declared, as a winner. We have able men and women, able men and educated citizens in Nimba County. We can throw our vote and behind them our support. We'll leave from here, we'll use our own money, go over there to run campaign for them. So we cannot just sit down as a major opposition party and make ourselves to be a loop norm. No, it's very much bad. And I thank you for the message. We hope you guys will take it and into good faith. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for spicing up. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. You are so great. Thank you. Keep playing the King's Cash giveaway. It's 10,000, my people. Today is Thursday and you need money. I do not know how desperate you are for money, but I do know that we need to give you 10,000 and we are giving you it. Take it by dialing *799 *100#. Play with $200 Liberian or $1.50. so that you can have your 10,000, you can hit the jackpot in this terrible, bad of economy under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar. Let's move to Capitol Hill. We are all aware of the confirmation, reaffirmation of the speakership of Fonati Kofa. All of us are aware of what the Supreme Court did make clear what every one of us considered ambiguous or difficult or suspense ruling when we heard ultra virus. So the Supreme Court, having looked into the bill of information filed by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, was very simplistic, very simple, that everything the majority bloc unconstitutional, illegal, undemocratic, hence Fonati Kofa, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The court by its reasoning created a suspicion, but many of us did not read carefully into that reason. We are now getting the understanding that the court was helping both parties by saying from that ruling, if ever was a time for you people to sit and iron things out so that you'll move forward, now is the time. Then getting into a period that we will be compelled to be definitive. The court was helping the majority bloc and Joseph Yima Boakai. But power eroded their reasoning. They felt they have power, authority, money, and everything, so they would not listen. Fast forward, April 23rd, gone down in history. The Supreme Court said, yeah, it's it. Since you say you ain't understand it, we told you simple. You go home, you settle it so that there can be concessions, and then maybe this person will say, because of this, I am leaving. This person will say, because of this, we're sorry for what happened, and now we're doing it this way. We're settling our house problem. So since you refused, and one side was claiming that they have all the authority, here is the law. Fonati Kofa is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. The Speaker, I am told, will be having a meeting on tomorrow with his colleagues, YNC colleagues from the two sides. He will be having a meeting on tomorrow. In his statement, he said that reconciliation, he will be reaching out, but that is not reconciliation. He said he will be reaching out to his colleagues. He will reach out to Representative Richard Kuhn. He will reach out to Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala and all other colleagues so that they find a common ground by which this whole thing can come to an end completely. As I said yesterday, and let me say again, Fonati Kofa will not stay on as Speaker of the House of Representatives. Fonati Kofa has lost everything: interest, patriotism, nationalism to work in Boakai government. Fonati Kofa, in the fullness of time, will bow out graciously. If you listen to his speech, he hinted that. If you listen carefully to his speech, he hinted that. Before then, We told you that he does not want to remain in this government in which Joseph Boakai is the president. He is a citizen, a patriot, a nationalist, but if somebody don't need your service, even if you are an expert in your field, and they know that, and they will come up with all kinds of devilish plans to frustrate your efforts, to ensure that you just don't do what you are doing for that community or house or country, you have to give a side or move. It doesn't say you are weak. The same people, some of these people who doing this thing today, when they're ready, they can say, and y'all can be saying it. You say, oh, and no marriage, you will not die in no marriage. When a man dates, the woman is disgruntled, the man is this, get out. And y'all can preach that sermon. You ain't say the woman lazy, you ain't say the man weak. But just to avoid confusion that will affect everybody, one person has to take a decision. It doesn't say the other side is right. So Fonati will not stay further in Boakai government. Fonati will leave. Listen carefully to him. You will not hear him say, I will resign. But if you are keen enough, if you are a keen listener, you will get it. Listen.
To the hundreds of thousands of Liberians here and around the world who on bended knees prayed with us, texted a word of encouragement, held us up lest we fall, and believed in us, we are truly grateful. Without you, this advancement in our democracy would not have been possible. We will always remember, we will always be proud, and we will always be your servants. To our colleagues on the other side, we identify with your just grievances and call on you to join us and end the stalemate at Capitol Hill. Come, let us reason together. In the words of President John F. Kennedy, remembering on both sides that civility is not a sign of weakness and sincerity is always subject to proof. Let us not negotiate out of fear, but let us not fear to negotiate. I will reach out to Deputy Speaker Thomas Falla and Honorable Richard Kuhn so that we establish a joint reconciliation and transitional committee.
Now, underline the word, write the word transition and underline it. Take your dictionary or your smartphone and you put that word into it and know what it means.
I am not unmindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice.
Did you get that? Listen carefully.
I am not unmindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice.
You sure you got it? Listen again. It's as simple.
Falla and Honorable Richard Kuhn so that we establish a joint reconciliation and transitional committee. I am not unmindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice. I am not unmindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice. I am not unmindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice. And I am not unwilling to pay that price. Mindful that reconciliation and progress may require that I make the ultimate sacrifice. And I am not unwilling. And I am not unwilling. And I am not unwilling. And I am not unwilling to pay that price. But please let us show this nation how democracies are built. May the Almighty God bless the works of our hands and save the republic.
Simple. It's clear. He doesn't have to tell you or that you want to hear him say, I will resign. It's clear. What Fonati wants to do, or what he has set out, he and his colleagues to do, they have accomplished the first part of it, setting precedents. Nobody going further, no president, no vice president, whoever that person may be, will ever attempt to remove a speaker at will and pleasure based on the resources, power, authority that the president may have. This has gone down in history. A motivation that will strengthen the next speaker if that president will attempt to remove him. And lawyers in this country will reference this. They will use this as opinion. They will reference it as precedent. Fonati Kofa and his guys have completed the first part. The second phase has started. Just so you know, before I go further, he went to sign the book of condolence for the passing of Pope Francis today at the Italian embassy in Liberia. The second part is to get everybody on board and form a common ground or reach a common ground. Within there, it may not be immediate, but there will be a time that the entire nation will hear that the speaker, Fonati Kofa, has taken a decision to quit Joseph Yema Boakai government. What Boakai and his people should have done from the onset, it is what they are hoping now by changing their tunes. At first, they were hard. They were very vehement. They were resistive to any reasoning. They were not open to any discussion whatsoever. Even though there were signs for discussion, they refused. With the Supreme Court ruling against them now, they are changing their tune. They are now speaking in soft tone, using calm words, using words like reconciliation, peace, all of those words. They know them now. But at first, they were not using any one of those words. They felt they already had the speaker. So Fonati wanted to set a precedence. He has set the precedence. The second phase is to get the house back in order. When everything is done, watch it. I'm explaining it to you. This is King's FM again. We started from the beginning. We gave the outline. People doubted. They saw it coming to pass. We're in opposition. We are more informed than the very government people. What Fonati is doing is to get the house back in order. The house is divided. God said a house divided against itself cannot achieve anything. So he wants, or he's trying to get the house back in order. When everything is done right, the house is back in order, he will make the ultimate sacrifice. I've been telling y'all, the man is not interested in anything this unity party government. No. Speaker Kofa don't need Boakai and unity party to exist. Yesterday, they were chairing the Supreme Court. Today, they curse the Chief Justice, they're cursing all the people, they're condemning the very court that was ruling in their favor. Yesterday, the Chief Justice was sound. The Chief Justice knew the law. Yesterday, all of the associate justices on the Supreme Court bench were sound lawyers. The rule of law was prevailing. When President Weah sent Samara Wolokoli, the LRA, they ran to the court. The Supreme Court ruled in their favor. They were not insulting the Chief Justice and associate justices. They were not criticizing them. When President Weah sent Musa Din on the bench of the Supreme Court, they ran to that same Supreme Court. The Supreme Court ruled in their favor. Nobody condemned the Supreme Court. Today, the Supreme Court ruled in Kofa favor. All of them gang up against the Supreme Court. Today, the Supreme Court is inept. Today, Chief Justice Sana Yo and the rest of the people, they don't know the law. They, as politicians, are the ones who know the law. They are putting out their interpretations all over the place, everywhere, because they know that what they did was wrong. So Fonati will resign. And he will resign in good faith for a worthy cause. But what would that leave the government? It will leave the government with a bad record. Bwaka will feel it. It will not settle, it will not stop anything, confusion in that place. It will even be worse. Whoever, after Fonati has set everything in place, they go through the normal parliamentary procedure. As he said, if his colleagues can get a 49, he will step down and they will not have to be rumbling here and there. So that's what he wants to do. And that can happen by just telling the people to do it. You have to allow them to see reason. So he's working. There will be a meeting tomorrow. Whether the junta men go there or not, that's business. But Fonati will leave. He has set a good record, but bad for Unity Party. Good record for himself and his colleagues, bad record for the Unity Party government. So his colleagues went at the Capitol building today. And let me say this. I see some people condemning Yeke, saying all kinds of awful things. Let me tell you that Yeke was 100% right. 100. Yeke was not wrong. Charles Taylor used an expression here. People were here doing all kinds of stuff, going here and there. So Charles Taylor came out, he was vexed. He said, if anybody thinks he or she is mischievous, I am more mischievous than you. Meaning, if you think that you get rude attitude, you can demonstrate rudeness or whichever way, all of us came out the same way, we get our same attitude. The only thing is, when you ascend to a certain position, you have to control yourself. But it doesn't say that that kind of act has left you. When Weah went in New Jersey, he was touring as part of his county tour. He went in New Jersey. A certain group of people felt that they were more rude. So they started doing all kinds of things. We are talking, they saying that the president of the country talking, they shouting, they do all kind of things. The other man, when he's not in the protocol didn't capture him to speak. He went there. He bullied the people there, took the mic and started saying all kinds of things. He meant it on the other side. So he just felt that because we are president, so anything he do down there, it will go against we are. Let me tell you, look, you see here, we sitting behind the microphone. We try to be refined. But if you show rudeness, that same rudeness, we can even show 5 times or 10 times than you. So we are told, hey, if anybody didn't banner here, I say, oh, okay. You think leader in there, the other side, when you ascend, it doesn't say the other side lead you within you. When people try to disrespect, to do something, or they feel that they are the ones who are the right people to go disgruntled, prove to them that you get that same attitude. So Yeke went to the capital today, he and his colleagues, and he took down the portraits of this man who said he's Speaker, Richard Kuhn. He took everything down from the wall. People vexed, describing Yeke Act as unruly. Yeke is this, Yeke is that. Yeke is 100% right. I, Sam Andrews, can do the same. Why you didn't say when they went into the speaker's office and burglarized the speaker's office, took tear-tin, damaged the wire, burst the door, took essential document, all kinds of things, they ransacked the place. It wasn't wrong yesterday. But Yeke went there. The Supreme Court said the man not speaker. So what you have to do, you have to take down the man's portrait from in a speaker office. Then you're shouting, you're screaming all over the place. Some of the human rights, I just saw one lady, she's a human rights person. You have to stop. It is wrong. God in heaven himself sanctioned such act. He said, if you want anybody to be rude to you, don't be rude to that person. When you first show the rudeness, the person will do it to you too. That's what God called the golden rule. And then Matthew 7:15, he said, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. They went to the place, James Collier. The whole world has that record. They justify why they burglarized the speaker's office. Let me use A.B. Weah description or word. They burglarized the speaker's office. And only rogues, only thieves, only criminals can burglarize. They went there and burglarized the speaker's office. Everybody around the world saw it. You ain't say anything. Now the people turn to exhibit their own unruly attitude. Then you're condemning them. They're 100% right. The man is speaker. The man was lying. The man blasphemed. All of us know, and you people know. That's why yesterday I said, you human rights people and civil society, you people, not all, but some of you are very hypocritical. You pretend. You drop this partisan sentiment and call a spade a spade. Yesterday it was not bad. That's with the exception of us who saw it as being bad, it was not right. Yesterday you muted yourselves. Today, then you're condemning Yeke for going in the office and taking down the speaker's the representative portrait. Richard Kuhn is speaker. So you're educated people now. Let's put the reason to flow. Richard Kuhn is speaker. The Supreme Court said the man not speaker. The man only lying and faking. So why must the man portrait remain in the office of the speaker? Can that happen to you in your house? The man not speaker. Then Yeke declare the man that he's not speaker. The Supreme Court, this same Supreme Court that everybody was waiting for, said the man not speaker. The man is illegal. The man faking. The man pretending he is a blasphemer. Then why his portrait should be doing in the speaker office? When the speaker started going to the Capitol building, the speaker has to go and start working. Then you'll say wrong. Where is the pastor who preached the sermon? Satan, what did he say? He said, Pharaoh, let my people go. The pastor at the House of Representatives, when it started initially. You see why you have to be very careful. In anything, you have to be very careful. You don't show yourself up immediately, especially when you don't know where or how it's going to end. Yeah, the pastor here now. The pastor that said he preached a sermon, he said, Satan, Pharaoh, let my people go. He was referring to Fonati Kofa as Pharaoh, meaning Fonati Kofa as speaker. He held the people at the House of Representatives in bondage for several years. So because, in his opinion, Fonati Kofa was removed by his colleagues, that how he saw it, he went and preached that sermon. Pharaoh, let my people go. He will preach that sermon again. He thinking now, The guy at the media man, Robert Hayes that calling Rachel Cohn speaker all over the place. He went further, he blocked. He said the opposition radio stations, they should not have access to the Capitol building, and those who are the Capitol building, pro-government radio stations and newspapers, they should only report things about the Capitol building lawmakers, the majority lawmakers. They should report nothing about the people on the other side. He blacklisted certain media institutions. The man put our name, somebody sneak it out and send it. So, Chief, you see it now, Robert Hayes. But Kofa will not move anybody. You don't be afraid. Kofa will not move anybody. Kofa is a good man. This does not mean, it doesn't say that he does not have the other side. When I say good man, in such a situation, he will not go after people. He will demonstrate Matthew 5:44. Bless them that curse you. Pray for them that despitefully use you. Do good to them that render you evil. He is a Christian. You will stay on. You did not do it all by yourselves. The atmosphere pressure you or coerce you to do what you did. For nothing not holding it against you. You don't worry, you will stay in your respective positions. For nothing only wanted to set precedents. So the speaker has started work, getting things done. And then the government, let me share the government with you. Then we can talk on this. Keep playing, continue playing, always playing. The King's Cash giveaway. It's 10,000 today, oh my people. 10,000 today. 10,000, your ticket, dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. You take your 10K. You can take it now and either. So the government issued a statement through its information minister, Jeremy Pia. But before I get to Pia, let me tell you what the junta man said. He rejects the Supreme Court ruling. People running all over the place, jittering, feeling afraid. Oh, the people will not sit down on a phonati, and the people can sit down on a him. You will not be this, you will not be all kinds of things. Listen, here is it. This is a sovereign country. This is a country of law. This is a country with an elected government. The president has no option. That's the first thing you ought to know. President Joseph Yuma Boakai has no option. No president can overturn or ignore or veto any ruling from the Supreme Court. No. That's why it is referred to as supreme. Anything short of that, your government finished. So Boakai has no option but to comply. Whether they are the enforcer, they are enforcer as people just attributing it, yes, they are. But as the enforcer, he has no option but to comply with the Supreme Court ruling. That's the first one. Secondly, that man who say he's speaker, he has the most stupidest thing he will ever do to resist or to say he rejecting. Is he that man normal? Your answer me, Rejecting normal? The Supreme Court rule. You one person, then you say you reject. He went and wrote his document, he alone signed. Also, he left his colleagues out. So they ain't working together again. He alone signed. I thought it is the majority block that should sign. But is there Speaker Rachel Kuhn, he's still calling himself speaker. Then he said he rejected Supreme Court ruling. You see why Boaka, the gross ineptitude of Boaka. I said gross ineptitude, just how Dillon said it. Gross ineptitude of Boaka to look at that the man they chose. Some people in a Unity Party corridor that they should have used within the legislature, very refined, educated. But they took that empty score. You see what he's doing? The president, his boss man, the president of the country, Joseph Yohan Boaka, has no option but to comply, to accept the Supreme Court ruling. And that is exactly what the information minister said today. They accept the ruling of the Supreme Court. The official spokesperson of Joseph Yohan Boaka is the Minister of Information. The Minister of Information came out. He did not say the president reject the Supreme Court ruling. He did not say the president will not abide by the Supreme Court ruling. He said the government accepts the ruling of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Liberia and calls for reconciliation, national healing, peace, the time to move forward. Isn't that clear? So what is difficult there from the information minister that will give that man credence to say he reject? The government of the day, the president who does not have option but to accept, to comply, to do. Then you're sitting down there, a turning person, saying you reject the Supreme Court. Let him go sit down there. Let him continue to sit down. It's not about Speaker Kofa any longer. They want anybody try anything funny. It will not be about Speaker Kofa and the law. It will be you and the state, you and the people. Because they will see you now as the real problem and they will gang up against you. It will be you and the people. The people will move for what they call citizen arrest. Because you want to hold the country hostage. You know how many, since the thing being on, you know the number of things that are happening for this government. You think Boaka will trade development for Rachel Kuhn to satisfy Rachel Kuhn? When Rachel Kuhn disgracing all over the place? Boaka does not have option. So the Minister of Information accepted. Or he made the announcement today. What there again? The Minister of Information. He made the announcement today. That thing Rachel Kuhn on, that nonsense that he owned there at the beginning, I can say that mortal. You brave, eh? The Supreme Court, the final arbiter of justice, spoke. Then you come up saying you reject the Supreme Court ruling as if he the law and gospel in this country. Look at the man who said he's speaker. Your house not in order. We're in a divorce. You can't even put your house in order. Then you say you speaker. Marvin Cole went in the secretariat today. Marvin Cole, he went in the secretariat and told the secretariat that they are aware of the ruling of the Supreme Court. Hence, any instruction now comes from them. Not the majority bloc. Yeah. Here is the government statement. Here is it. It said the government of Liberia has described the Supreme Court ruling on the leadership crisis in the House of Representatives as a critical opportunity for lawmakers to recommit to national service and abandon political bigotry. Speaking during the Ministry of Information regular press briefing, Information Minister Jeremy Pia, on behalf of the government, said Boaka administration is deeply concerned that the prolonged standoff in the House of Representatives is distracting from the country's development agenda and weakening public trust in democratic governance. He's quoted verbatim word for word. This internal dispute has the potential to undermine the progress we are making in national development and governance. while reaffirming the government's respect for the independence of all three branches of government. The information minister called on lawmakers to heed, H-E-E-D. You're looking at what I mean. Heed, meaning to pay attention. When you say take heed, it means pay attention, be attentive. To heed the Supreme Court's ruling and use it as a foundation to craft a peaceful political resolution to the crisis. He also highlighted the government's efforts to engage stakeholders, including the Traditional Council in search for common ground. Minister Pia urged lawmakers to rise above personal and political interests and return to legislative business, emphasizing that Liberia's recovery and growth require collective sacrifice. Then he's quoted word for word. This road to national recovery requires all hands on deck. Their constitutional oath demands service above self. Service above self. The government expressed gratitude to members of the legislature who have already committed to their responsibilities and voiced optimism that the House of Representatives will soon reunite to focus on delivering the arrest agenda for inclusive development. So what there now, Richard Kuhn? Richard Kuhn, the government finished with you. Those of you who are arguing, oh, the only person that can settle the thing are the president or that the executive. You don't make Richard Kuhn to feel that he is a power when he isn't. The thing finished. What there now? Okay, I think you want to see some actions. I think you want to see. But listen, no one, the executive don't have to take out from Richard Kuhn or Representative One. No, Richard Kuhn himself will turn it over. Yeah, last night, if you're listening to AB carefully, he talked about power and authority, the two. And of the two, his emphasis was on authority. Authority. Authority, you just say, and then there's the action. You don't have to use strength, power that's strength. Authority, meaning is vested, that vested authority by the law. That vested authority, you are strong by the law. You only say. So the president has spoken. The authority gone out. He ain't got to call Richard Kuhn or call executive mansion correspondent and say, I'm hereby taking the vehicle, the security detail, everything from Richard Kuhn. No. Just the statement from the Minister of Information. That's the president's authority right there. Richard Kuhn now will have to do the honorable thing to begin turning everything over. Nobody will have to go to him. No. It finished. You don't matter. He just want to make himself feel fine. He ain't nobody again. He ain't nothing. He and the majority bloc. Everything now going to start anew. They did things that they ought not to do. They hastened with a budget that was completely a trash budget. They suspended their colleagues illegally. Just everything they did was illegal. The executive itself, the executive is accomplice to what happened. The executive should blame itself. They exacerbated this thing. They've been fueling it. President Bouaka was the mastermind. It choked him now. No way. Then he said, PR tell people we accept the ruling. They corner Fonati Kofa, they pressure him, they call him in their presence and threaten him that will take the security detail from you if you can resign. Fonati say, you're taking. They did all kinds of things, more than 10. If you listen to Fonati Kofa's speech, he admitted the trials and temptations he went through from the hands of Joseph Yoma Bouaka and his people. The international community was only waiting to see which way it will go. Had it gone, if the Supreme Court had just recognized Richard Kuhn, this government doomed, everything finished, nothing. People are coming to be eating ground, more open to eating flies. The little goods that are in the country, people are going to hoard it in their respective places. Hardship was going to quadruple in this country because everything was going to come to a standstill. Ebi told you last night, working this morning, I saw that thing about the Millennium Challenge Compact. Truly, the 500 million, they were boasting off all over the place. I told you that thing that fast, it would never ever happen. And Ebi talked about it last night on the show, that the cancer, that money, they were showcasing it on Facebook, they flooded Facebook with it. Then they say, we are 6 years. We could not secure anything from the compact. Boaka came in under a year. He has secured 500 million. That 500 million, they cancel it. America. I will tell you, that money, you are never going to come to this government. America, it's a tired of Trump, even 1 year, the name Boaka. He knows there exists a country called America, but the name Boaka, Trump, even 1 year. That's why the major cutting things about Liberia, cutting. If he were Trump alone, he didn't want anybody from this government to even go in America. So, that area, the speaker returned to work. Yeah, he's working. The speaker is in good health. Everything is going well. Richard Kuhn is not the speaker. What the guys did in today by taking down the portraits of the junta leader, they were right. They were right. You know what they were using the authority of the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said the man is speaker. So what they meaning everything concerning the mayor, we have to take it down. The man, the Supreme Court recognized that his office here, there where he was before the confusion came. Besides that, when the executive supported them, gave them money, they did all kinds of things. They came right here. They burglarized the man's office. At least for those guys, they burglarized the office. They only went there and took down his portrait and other things. They say, you're not the speaker. That Fonati Kofa office here. This is Fonati Kofa's office. The speaker has to start working, has to put everything together. So you say you're getting man due process now. That due process, you have to do it. And Samuel Koga, who was justifying, that's one of the reasons Unity Party went supported him in Nimba County. So a 1-1, that 1-1, a tie, that football game, that 1-1, the game end 1-1. Your Fonati Kofa won your Nimba County, you won. But you only won Nimba County because CDC refused to field candidate. So it's 1-1. 1-1. And our own is big because we got the Supreme Court on our side. Your own, you went in Nimba County, you're intimidated, you're harassed, your pressure, you created all kinds of things, your board vote. Nothing was fair. Our own is free, fair, and transparent. The greatest hero people have started out of this country, they have started writing books on Fonati Kofa, what he has done. The first man in the history of Liberia to do that. All of the guys they gave in, the Moo Snow, the Moo Tyler, what the other men said, Moo, all of them, they taught only Fonati Kofa. You know why? Because the men learned the experience from previous speakers and said, this one, it will not happen. We set precedents in this place. We set the record straight. So, Boaka, at your business here, they may not get time. You did everything, all of your shame. Create, how they call the police director, Aji Komo. Now you shame. You not have the face to look in Fonati Kofa. All of you people who did all of those things, same gay, called the man. Boaga said he could not talk. He could not look in the man's face. He instructed Sam Gay to look in Fonati Kofa face and say, resign. Resign. Raya will put it, we'll call one or two media institutions or we'll do a press release. We'll send it. Resign. Raya, if you can't do it, we'll take everything from you. Fonati Kofa say, you want it, you can carry all. The only thing you want to do, you want to take my life. Just the same way. Oh, yes. Fonati Kofa situation, thank God, thank you. Fonati situation is just the same as Job. All the way they tormented, the devil tormented Job, took everything, destroyed everything. The only thing, God said, don't take his life at all. But every other thing, he will survive it. And that's why he said, that's what Psalm 23 is all about. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. And who has been defeated? God prepared a table. God prepared Fonati table in the presence of his enemy. That's why you don't pray for your enemy to die. Those of you who you say you're Christians, whole day you're praying for your friend to die. Well, you're not seeing these things. You're not seeing God working. This is what God will talk about in Psalm 23. He said, I will prepare a table before. I will prepare a table for you in the presence of your enemy. Your enemies. Who are the enemies of Fonati Kofa? Joseph Yuma Bwaka, I.G. Coleman, Sam Gay, or the majority of black people. All of those who are against. When somebody is against you, they are your enemy. Don't overlook it. God made it clear. You go in the Bible, you ask. God will show anybody who is against you is your enemy. And therefore, you have to be very careful. Because they will do everything to bring you down. All of them, he prepared it. He prepared Fonati's table in the presence of his enemies. That is why Fonati has made it clear. They will sort out things. Fonati Kofa will bow out graciously, but he leaves behind a great legacy. He has set a precedent that nobody will ever attempt to play with again. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. For that to cover that hero, yeah, the name. People will write books about that man and he will make millions from it. Just as George Weah is making millions from the very record that he set. You see what life is? You see what God told us in Romans chapter 12, verse 19? He said, vengeance is mine. Don't pay back evil for evil. Show them good heart. As long as you're showing people who are against you good heart, God himself will come and insert himself as your shield. He will protect you. He will lead you on a good path. He will prepare a table in the presence of all your enemies for them to see. And then he will prosper you in their presence. They will see your advancement. And they will be the witnesses that, oh yes, we plotted against this person, yet he has defeated us. That's why you don't pray for your enemy to die. They were doing all of those things. You heard Musa Belete say we're following the rule of law. Fred Safoko, we're going by the rule of law. Abu Kamara, Dexon Sibo, all of those people, the speaker himself, they kept quiet. They showed no disrespect. They never insulted their colleagues. They were never reactive. They were nothing of such. They were not disgruntled. They remained quiet and calm because that's how God can fight on your behalf. Once you know that you are right, you are doing what is right, and people are against you, just keep your cool. God will come in and finish it. You see how God exposed Joseph Yuma Bwaka and all of the people. Look at the information minister he's talking about. The man shame. He can't lift his hair up. Information ministry. He's always called. He put his head down and the government of Liberia and said, and it's time for national healing and reconciliation. But he was justifying all the people, all of them. They shame. They shame all of them. They ain't get a face now. Fonati defeated all of them. All of them. Fonati defeated all of them. What Joseph Yuma Boakai get fair? He has the bravery to look in the face of Fonati. He can. Boakai and Fonati meet. Boakai will bend his head down. It will be shame to look in Fonati's face because consciously he knows what he did to him. Gregory Kofa, and let me tell you, look, after the whole thing, Fonati Kofa will cut ties because that's what God say. When you remain quiet, you won't avenge, you trust him, you leave everything to him. When he has done with everything, then he tells you now move to cut ties so that you don't experience it again. Fonati Kofa will cut ties with people. Gregory Coleman, he doesn't see Gregory Coleman, he doesn't trust Gregory Coleman any longer. All of those people around. When God delivers you from your enemy, you don't go around your enemy territory again. When you do that, anything happen to you by the enemy, when they kill you, God doesn't even regret it. Because he delivered you so that you will not go around them because they have devilish, satanic act. Man defeated them. The speaker has started working. He put things in order. You don't worry. So let's go now. Let's go. We've won the battle. We won. We're not fighting for Fonati Kofa. You'll get it straight. We're not fighting for Fonati Kofa as a person. We fought against unconstitutionality, illegality, undemocratic act, hijacking, stabbing the rule of law in the back. That the rule of law by their devilish act became the first casualty on the political altar of the majority bloc headed or through the mastermind of their president, Joseph Yuma Boakai. There must be an object, and that object, a Fonati Kofa. But it's not that we protected or defended Fonati as a person. No, get it straight. That's why it's a rule of law. Everything that the guys doing, if the guys had just gone and do what is right in accordance with the law, the Constitution of Liberia, their rules, and took Fonati Kofa out legally, constitutionally, democratically, we'll be calling Richard Kun Speaker. Simple. But they did not do anything in line with the law. Nothing moral, nothing democratic, nothing legal. So we gang up against them. So we won on the side of the law because Fonati and his people being on the side of the law. Continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Well, I can't say more, but continue playing. It's up to you. You can get your 10,000. If you want it, well, that's it. If you can take it, you can take it. And I know you can take it because you have been taking it. Dial *79 and *100 hash. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Let's move, my people. Let's move. You come in now. You come in. That's your time. Hello.
Yeah. What does it mean?
Let's say you quit, Chief. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
go.
Yeah, I think the president is playing on our intelligence.
Hey, my man, what playing on our intelligence? The team, oh man, it's feeling bad. What you call playing on intelligence, man? The team feeling the speaker is the speaker, then you say play on who intelligent. But I got the person that can play on anybody intelligent. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Peter the Council across my honor the street light in Lower Johnsonville. Thank you for the fascinating discussion. Mr. Sam Andrew, you see, firstly, let me just provide this education for Richard Kun. And Richard Kun should understand that Liberia is constitutionally democratic. That means Liberia is not governed by men, but by law. So the law is the law, and no individual or group of individuals will circumvent our law, and you expect us to sit here and clap for you.
All right.
So Richard Kun, you are being defeated. You have to pack your load now and leave the speaker house.
Exactly.
Because J. Fonati Kofa is the speaker of the 55th legislature. We have articulated that to you consistently, but you did not listen to us. So today, reality has set in. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, pack your things and go. The man are speaker. Oh, big, yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Andrew.
Let's hear you. Let's hear you. Let's hear you.
The man, lay down there. They talking about more in the Manama all the damage, they must pay for it. They
Okay.
will not let it go free. They must pay for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Everything is not there.
Yeah.
They must pay for it.
No, that's true. You're right. You will pay every dime that was used on him illegally. Every dime that he used, he will pay. In fact, it will lead to the man's expulsion from that place. Let's go. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine.
I'm Swan calling from the Terminal Compound, Kofa.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me appreciate you once again. You see, I was saying it yesterday, this morning on this show, and the worker were not willing to accept. But you were forced to do that because I told him the international community was watching it. Just what he said. Because of the pressure from the international community, so you are forced to do what he did. And the only thing we want for him now to really muscle this endeavor is to ensure that the speaker has his protection, meaning the security protection are one of the most important things he needs. So he needs to do that. If he see that he accepts the ruling, I'm not saying I went on the website and get the marshal. I'm not seeing it there, and so I don't know why.
Pierre, my man, Pierre spoke today. Pierre had a news conference at the Ministry of Information. He is the chief spokesperson of the government.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
All right, thank you.
But another thing you didn't say, Sam. What about the salary of the lawmakers that is seized?
Hey, my man, everything legal. Don't worry. The board will account for all of those things. Every dime from the very first day. Everything. We'll move to the extent to even investigate our LJ. Every dime that is spent over there, how they spend it. Everything.
I think they're talking, sir. Thank you so much, Baba.
Thank you. Let's go. Let's go. We got few minutes. Keep playing. Dial star 79 and star 100 hash. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can get your 10,000. Thursday 10,000. Tomorrow another 10,000. Don't tune. The beginner can say, don't tune. Take your 10,000. So let's go. Let's take a few calls and then we are out. Okay. Yeah, let's just go with few calls. If not, then we move on. The man get draft field. Can't talk about he say the leadership of the House informs the Liberian public that under no circumstance shall plenary allow Honorable Kofa to preside over any sitting or meeting of the House of Representatives. Listen, the pressure, they intimidated, they threatened some lawmakers to get on their side so their number will increase. Those lawmakers went there, but they were not there because they wanted to be there, but the pressure, the harassment, the intimidation. Now, what's going to happen with the Supreme Court now clear that Fonati is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, or remains, not is the Speaker, we have to get it straight, remains the Speaker because he wasn't removed and reinstated. The Speaker, Fonati, the Supreme Court only gave clarity that you say the man as Speaker. According to the law, the man as Speaker, that is Speaker of the House. That all the Supreme Court said. So the guys who went there now, what you're going to see is some of those guys, if not all, will go back. They will leave the majority bloc because they have nothing to hold on. All of their support comes from the executive. Boakai can play. He can play the devil's darkness. He can play the devil's darkness. What that means is you will not say that you accept the ruling of the Supreme Court, then on the ground, you're supporting the majority. You stay sending things there, you stay telling them, you hold on, you're meeting your level. No. The guys now will go back, if not all, but some of them will go back. They will break. They will break that cartel, that fraternity. They will break it apart. With the speaker starting now to get things on course, the other guys will go back. Some of them will see reason to go back. Already they were not uncomfortable, but they were just there because the guys harassed them, intimidated them, pressurized them, and to justify the money they took allegedly from the other side. So with no accountability, because of free money there, the guys will go back. You hear some of them going back over the days. If some have not gone back today, maybe before today ends, you will hear. If you hear this evening, you will hear tomorrow morning. But you hear the guys making announcement. You hear some of them getting on their Facebook page. They'll do a podcast. Some of them will just do it right now that they're going back. And they say that whichever way the Supreme Court go, they will abide by the ruling. That's what they said. That's what they said. Yaka came out who on the speaker side. Yaka say if the Supreme Court say Richard Coon is the speaker, he would drop every argument and goes and sit down on a Richard Coon and call Richard Coon speaker because the Supreme Court said it. His other colleagues said it. So the guys from the other side too, they say if the Supreme Court, whatever the decision the Supreme Court comes away, they will accept it. They will abide by it. So that it there now, the guys there will not want to sit on a Richard Coon any longer because the Supreme Court has made it clear that Richard Coon is not the speaker. Who in the normal self will ever do that? The Supreme Court say Kofa is the speaker. He remains the speaker. Richard Coon is not the speaker. Then they're sitting down on a Richard Coon stage. In fact, do you know that every time, nobody now, everybody, everywhere, all of the countries that Richard Coon, Boakai was sending him, calling people and say, oh, Richard Coon, let Richard Coon come, let me I'm a speaker. All of them, they now know that Richard Coon is not the speaker. You know that they can never recognize him anywhere. They can never do business with him. Even in this country, nobody, Richard Coon can give command for any institution. He cannot summon any institution in this country. Anybody, they go there to that Capitol building and say that honor him. They can't do it. The man is powerless. He's powerless. Nothing. When a king is powerless, the king does not have any power whatsoever. And all of us can watch movies. What do you see of the guys around him? They start defecting. They leave the king standing all by himself. Whatever happened to him, that his business. What is affecting the virus, the cancer that is eating Richard Coon is shame. That shame virus, that cancer virus is shame. It's shame. In a space of a very short time, look how much power he took onto himself, how he was exhibiting that power in an unruly manner, like he is the president. He's shame. The guys will not continue sitting on a Richard Coon. They will leave. The logic is simple. It's too clear to understand. In a legislature, the legislature strength is what? Numbers. That number. The guys now, when they start going back, Richard Coon is level 3 persons. What the Lord said, the speaker now will have the quorum because the guys will go back. And Kofa will have the majority. Richard Coon got a number. Richard Coon not speaker. What kind of sound legislator will sit down? Member breaks Mensa. How they call all of you people? You go back. You move from honor there. You start embarrassing you. You don't make yourself shame further. No, you don't put the public against you. You do the most respectful thing to go back. The Supreme Court is clear now. The one ruling that everybody said was difficult. Yes, all of us said it was difficult. So the Supreme Court simplified it. They gave the clarity. So you can't be sitting down on a Richard Kun again. It doesn't make sense. Richard Kun can install himself. He cannot accept that they want to show that the real junta. And this country is democratic. Our culture is democratic. We don't entertain such. So the most respectful thing to do, all of you who are in that so-called majority bloc, is to take a decision to leave. To leave. You go back. You move from under Richard Kun. Richard Kun as speaker. You leave. I'm telling you, if you stay there further, you will be disgraced. You will be putting yourself against the public. So you do the needful. The most respectful thing to do is to leave. Because the man as speaker, you go back. Okay, I'm finished telling you. Kevin Soko said, let the House ask the police to release the alleged suspects of the Capitol fire incident. Those guys would sue Liberia police and Richard Kun for false arrest, imprisonment, and torture. We'll get to that. That Capitol building, Sonny, is dead. At the end of it will not go nowhere. Emmanuel Bro said, what did Bro say? He said, we, the vast majority of the Liberian people, fought against the breaking of the law and the flagrant disregard for the Constitution and the rule of law. Shame on President Weah and his UP government. Okay. Matthew Chodople says Speaker Kofa should call for the release of those boys who are in jail that they lie on. We'll get to all of that. Don't worry. All right. All right. Ali Bakayoko said after Councillor Fonati Kofa shall have restored order in the Honorable House of Representatives and he will resign as Speaker of the House. Yes, that's what we are suspecting. Yeah, Susan Suarez said this go to Boaka and his evil government. I am asking them to please leave our country, Mama Liberia, and our people alone with evildoers. All right, thank you all. Philip Nangwe say transition means changing. So yes, I do believe Kofa will resign. Thank you all for spicing up the show. That's all the time we've got. So, okay, this evening is another presentation. Face the Issues with Teacher Light, A.B. Weah, Anthony at Law. But before then, the news is on at 6. You want to catch us, get the latest development of what unfolded today in Liberia and around the world. King's Newsroom at 6. Then at 8 is Face the Issues. Thank you ever so much for spicing it up. That's all the time we've got to be on the show for today. Friday, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. It's the weekend's edition. It's a weekend edition. Jolly, jolly. Okay, man. I see you. If God permits, we're back tomorrow. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom. Hey, where is this?